Strategic volunteering, taking on projects that maximize your visibility to effort ratio. Full expanded video script, bold self-talk. Stop working so damn hard for zero recognition. You've been doing this wrong, and it's time to face that truth. Remember last quarter when you spent 60 hours optimizing that database structure? The one that saved the company thousands in server costs but nobody in leadership even acknowledged? Meanwhile, Jenkins spent 3 hours putting together that executive dashboard with the same data you organized, and suddenly, he's the CEO's go-to person. That wasn't luck. That wasn't him being smarter than you. That was strategic volunteering. You're working yourself into the ground on projects that don't move your career forward. You're the hardest working person in the room who keeps getting passed over for promotion. Why? Because you're picking the wrong battles. You have a fundamental misunderstanding of how career advancement actually happens in modern organizations. Let's be crystal clear. Your technical excellence means nothing if the right people don't see it. Nothing. You need to start volunteering for projects with maximum visibility and minimal effort. It's not about being lazy, it's about being strategically selective with your most valuable resource, your time and attention. Face reality. In your organization, perception absolutely trumps reality. If the decision makers don't see your work, it doesn't exist in their universe. You need to stop hiding in the technical trenches solving complex problems that only other specialists understand. You need to position yourself where you'll be noticed by the people who determine your future. Look around you. The people advancing fastest aren't the technical wizards. They're the ones who understand the game being played. They volunteer for the right opportunities at the right time. They make their work visible without being obnoxious about it. They're playing chess while you're grinding away at checkers. The truth is staring you in the face. There are opportunities all around you right now that would take 20% of your effort, but yield 80% of the career benefits. You're just not trained to spot them yet. Your instincts have been programmed all wrong. You gravitate toward the hardest problems because they're intellectually stimulating, not because they're career advancing. It's time for some brutal self-honesty. You're not getting ahead by being the hardest worker. You're getting ahead by being the smartest about where you direct that work. That means being intentional, calculated, and strategic. Exactly what I'm going to teach you today. Let me introduce you to the visibility to effort ratio. This is your new career weapon, and you're going to use it relentlessly from this day forward. There are 4 types of work you're doing right now, and I want you to mentally categorize every task on your plate as we go through them. High visibility, low effort. This is your target zone. 2. High visibility, high effort. Selective investments. 3. Low visibility, low effort. The automation zone. 4. Low visibility, high effort. The danger zone. Right now, you're spending the vast majority of your time in the danger zone. You need to stop that immediately. I want you to audit your calendar and task list from the past month. Categorize everything you worked on into these 4 quadrants. Be honest about where your time is going. The results will disturb you. Now let's get specific about what constitutes visibility in your organization. It's not about being flashy. It's about alignment with what actually matters. Does the project directly advance one of the top 3 company objectives for the year? Not what you think should be important. What leadership has explicitly stated is important. Will the outcome be presented in quarterly business reviews or board meetings? These are the forums where careers are made. Is it solving a problem that keeps decision makers up at night? Not problems that should keep them up at night, the ones that actually do. Does it create a tangible artifact that can be seen and referenced by leadership? Reports, dashboards, presentations, or frameworks that continue to work for you after you've finished creating them? Does it put you in direct contact with people 2 or more levels above you? Regular exposure creates familiarity, and familiarity creates opportunity. And what about effort? We need to be precise here too. Time, the actual hours required, not the inflated estimates you give your manager. Learning curve, how much new knowledge you need to acquire versus leveraging what you already know. Political capital, how many favors you'll need to call in to succeed. Dependencies, how reliant you are on others who might delay or derail your work. Risk of failure. The probability that factors outside your control could prevent success. You've been trained your entire life to take pride in working hard on difficult problems. But that's a psychological trap when it comes to career advancement. Take pride in working smart instead. Your competition already is, whether they admit it or not. Here's your detailed audit process to uncover these high-leverage opportunities in your organization. Step 1. Map the real value system. Not what your company claims to value in their mission statement, what actually gets rewarded. Look at the last 5 promotions in your department. Pull up their LinkedIn profiles and project histories. What specific projects were they working on before advancement? Who sponsored or noticed their work? That's your roadmap. Do this exercise tonight. List every promotion that's happened in the past 12 months. Research what those people were working on. Look for patterns. This isn't about mimicking their technical skills. It's about understanding which projects create career velocity. Step 2. Track leadership attention like a hawk. Review every executive communication from the past 90 days. Emails, all-hands meetings, quarterly business reviews. Create a document and list every project, initiative, or metric mentioned by name. Count the frequency. The most mentioned items have the most leadership attention. That's where visibility lives. Set a concrete task. After the next all-hands meeting, write down everything the CEO or department head mentioned as important. Those aren't casual comments. They're signposts for where you should be focusing. Step 3. Conduct a personal capability audit. Create a comprehensive inventory of your unique skills, knowledge, and relationships. What do you know that others don't? What can you do faster or better than your peers? Where do you have unusual access or credibility? The intersection of your unique capabilities and high-visibility projects is your sweet spot. Make a Venn diagram with 3 circles: your unique skills, current high-visibility projects, and areas of low competition from peers. Where all 3 overlap is your immediate opportunity zone. Step 4. Calculate the true effort coefficient. For each potential opportunity, break down the actual work required into concrete tasks. Estimate hours realistically, not pessimistically. Can you leverage existing work? Can you use templates or frameworks you've already built? Can you delegate portions to others? Be methodical. For your next potential project, create a task breakdown with our estimates. Then cut those estimates by 30% by asking, how could I deliver this with fewer steps? What parts could be simplified or eliminated entirely? Step 5. Develop your success insurance policy. Never volunteer for high-visibility work where success isn't largely within your control. Assess the dependency chain, required resources, and potential roadblocks. Have mitigation strategies for each risk factor before you commit. Create a pre-commitment checklist. Do I have the authority to get this done? Do I have access to necessary resources? Can I control or influence the critical dependencies? If the answer to any of these is no, either secure those elements first or choose a different opportunity. Now let's get tactical. Here are 5 advanced approaches you can implement immediately to capitalize on high visibility, low effort opportunities. The small contribution to big project technique. Find the massive initiative everyone's talking about. The digital transformation, the new product launch, the major client onboarding. Don't try to own the whole thing. Instead, identify a specific contained piece that leverages your unique expertise. Action plan. In your next leadership meeting, listen for the major initiatives being discussed. Afterward, approach the project leader and say, I noticed X is a priority. I have specific experience with Y aspect. I could deliver Z component in 2 weeks to help accelerate the timeline. Be concrete and limited in scope. Real example. When the company was launching a new customer portal, I volunteered to create the security protocol documentation, something I could do quickly based on previous work, but that was holding up progress. It took me 4 hours, saved the project 2 weeks, and got me mentioned in 3 executive updates. 2. The information asymmetry advantage. You possess knowledge others don't. Maybe it's understanding of that legacy system nobody wants to touch. Maybe it's insight into a specific customer segment. Maybe it's the ability to translate between technical and business language. Implementation steps. Create an inventory of your unique knowledge areas. Then monitor company communications for problems or delays related to these areas. When you spot one, approach with, "I noticed the team is struggling with X. I have deep experience in this area and could provide a solution approach by Friday." Specific example. When leadership was concerned about compliance with new regulations, I leveraged my previous experience to create a one-page compliance framework that outlined the path forward. It took me 3 hours because I'd built something similar before, but saved weeks of research and immediately positioned me as the subject matter expert. 3. The process improvement visibility. Find a recurring pain point for leadership. Slow reporting cycles, fragmented customer data, manual approval workflows. Then create a simple solution that eliminates it entirely or reduces it significantly. Tactical approach. Schedule interviews with 3 senior managers and ask, what regular process wastes your time? Focus on their personal pain points, not departmental issues. Then design a lightweight solution that addresses the specific friction they experience. Execution example. After learning our VP spent hours collating data for board meetings, I created an automated dashboard that pulled the same metrics in real time. The technical work took 1 afternoon since I used existing data pipelines, but it saved her 8 hours every quarter and made her look more prepared in board meetings. 6 months later, I was on her leadership team. 4. The crisis resolution. Hero opportunity. When systems break, most people hide, deflect responsibility, or point fingers. Be the one who steps forward with solutions. Organizational pain creates disproportionate recognition for those who relieve it. Response protocol. When a crisis emerges, immediately volunteer to coordinate the response, not to do all the work, but to organize it. Send a structured message. I've assessed the situation. Here's my understanding of the problem. Here are 3 potential solutions, and here's what I need to implement them. Decision makers value clarity during chaos above all else. Crisis leverage. When our payment processing system went down, instead of joining the panic, I created a simple tracking document showing affected systems, potential fixes, and required resources. This took 30 minutes to create, but instantly changed the conversation from panic to problem solving. The CEO asked for direct updates throughout the resolution. 5. The executive priority alignment method. Take something the CEO or department head mentioned in recent communications and create a direct connection to your work. Frame your existing responsibilities in terms of their stated priorities. Alignment procedure. Review the last 3 company-wide emails from senior leadership. Highlight their exact language about priorities. Then rewrite your current project descriptions using their terminology and connect your outcomes directly to their goals. Practical application. After our CEO mentioned customer retention 6 times in the quarterly all-hands, I reframed my technical infrastructure work as reliability improvements to enhance customer retention. Same work, different framing. Within 2 weeks, I was asked to present my retention initiatives to the executive team. I know what you're thinking right now. Isn't this calculating? Shouldn't my work speak for itself? Isn't this just plain politics? Let me be blunt. Yes, it's calculating. Yes, it's strategic. And no, your work does not speak for itself. It never has and it never will. That's a fairy tale told to keep talented people heads down and working hard without demanding appropriate recognition. This isn't about manipulation. It's about alignment and communication. You're solving real problems that matter to the business. You're just being strategic about which problems you solve and how you communicate that value. The most successful people you admire already do this instinctively. They don't work on everything. They work on the right things at the right time. Stop feeling guilty about being selective with your time and attention. Start feeling guilty about wasting your potential on low-impact work that nobody sees or values. Your skills deserve recognition. Your contributions matter. But that recognition doesn't just happen organically. You need to engineer it through strategic choices. Here's your detailed implementation plan for the next 2 weeks. Monday, conduct your organizational value audit. Review all company-wide emails from the past 60 days. Document every project mentioned by leadership. Note which teams and individuals received public recognition. Identify the common characteristics of highlighted work deliverable. Create a spreadsheet with columns for project name, mentioned by, which leader, frequency of mention, and potential connection to your skills. Tuesday, map upcoming projects and initiatives. Schedule 3 15-minute conversations with well-connected colleagues. Ask specifically, what projects do you think will get the most attention this quarter? Review the annual strategic plan and extract the top 5 priorities. Check the executive team's public calendars for recurring meeting topics. Deliverable. Create a prioritized list of 10 initiatives with leadership visibility. Wednesday. Evaluate your skill opportunity matches. Create your personal skills inventory with 3 categories: technical expertise, what you can build or analyze; process knowledge, systems you understand deeply; relationship assets, who you have credibility with. Map each skill to potential high-visibility projects. Rank opportunities by alignment with your capabilities. Assess each for effort required and likelihood of success. Deliverable. Identify 3 specific contribution opportunities with high visibility to effort ratios. Thursday. Develop your strategic volunteering pitch. Craft a specific offer for each opportunity. Structure each pitch with observe priority. I've noticed X is a key focus. Relevant capability. I have experience with. Concrete contribution. I could specifically deliver. Clear timeline. This would take me approximately. Next step request. Would it be helpful if I rehearse each pitch until it sounds natural and confident, deliverable. 3 written pitch scripts customized to different opportunities. Friday. Execute your strategic positioning. Deliver your first pitch in the most appropriate format: meeting, email, or one-on-one. Schedule follow-up conversations with key stakeholders. Document commitments and set clear next steps. Block time on your calendar for delivery. Deliverable. At least 1 confirmed high-visibility responsibility. Week 2. Implementation and amplification. Monday. Begin work on your high-visibility project. Tuesday. Create an amplification plan for your contribution. Who needs to know about this work? What format should updates take? How can you create visible milestones? Wednesday. Deliver your first progress update to key stakeholders. Thursday. Identify and address any emerging obstacles quickly. Friday. Ensure your contribution is both substantial and visible. Remember, this isn't about working less. It's about getting dramatically more return on the work you already do. You deserve recognition for your contributions. But recognition doesn't just happen. You need to engineer it through deliberate choices about where and how you contribute. The single most important shift you need to make is from reactive to proactive. Stop waiting for assignments. Stop asking, how can I help? Start saying, I noticed X opportunity and I'd like to own it. Your career is too important to leave to chance or to the hope that someone will eventually notice your hard work. Take control. Be strategic. Focus on high visibility, low effort opportunities that showcase your unique capabilities to the people who make advancement decisions. Next week, I'll show you exactly how to deliver on these high visibility projects in ways that maximize recognition without seeming self-promotional. But for now, your job is to find that one perfect opportunity hiding in plain sight and position yourself to own it. Stop being the hardest working person that nobody notices. Start being strategic about where you direct that brilliance of yours.